The influence of his love. Every human being is resonating, is looking, they're hardwired to receive this force that everybody's looking for. It comes across in being valued, and being accepted, and being belonging, mattering, all those things, but it's ultimately this force of love that everybody's looking for. And we've been entrusted as those who bear or carry the influence of that force into the world around us. Now, what I believe that God himself, and this is all found in 1 John, that God himself is love. It's his essence. It's who he is love. And that when John was writing a few verses later and he said that we love because he first loved us, it wasn't like a pithy little statement. It was actually a truth that we need to understand. We love because he first loved us. And what that means, if we aren't loved first, we really don't have the capacity to love. And let me just ask you a question. If you don't really believe that or buy into that or go, I've got to be loved first by God, where is it or how is it do you think that other people, or where is it you think you're going to get the capacity to love other people? Where's it going to come from? Because here's what happens to us. Yesterday in Wilmington, we had a race. There was a lot of traffic. And there was a lot of traffic in which they would shut down the right-hand lane, and there was a sign like a mile back that says merge in the left-hand lane. And most people merge, right? Everybody merges. And you're in the merge lane, you're driving along, and all of a sudden here comes a line of cars down beside you. And then you get up close, and what do? You're like, I ain't letting you in. Why? Because you should have waited like everybody else. So where is it that we generate the capacity to treat other people a particular way? Do you know how we generate it? For this? It's an easy answer. We treat people based on how we think they deserve to be treated, based on how we deem their worth. If this person pulls in front of me, there's no way I'm letting them in because they don't deserve it. And what happens, what you're left with is you're only going to love people based on their capacity to be loved, and you're going to be a very lonely human being. I do this at weddings all the time. Whenever I do a wedding, I'm sitting there with the married couple, and they got the bride, and she's looking so good, and the groom, he's looking so good. I'm sitting here, I'm going, look, man, you guys look so beautiful. I look at the groom and said, dude, you are never going to look this good again. I'm like, look at him. This is as good as it's going to get. It's just a long, steady slide from here on out. And so he's there, and he's like, and I tell him this in front of because it's true. Like, it's true. This is as good as you're going to look. And then they're both sitting there, I'm like, and you love it. I love you because you're so beautiful, and I love you because you're so handsome, and I love you because we've been so good dating. I love you because they have all these reasons of all the things each other's done for the last 2 years or 2 months or however long it's been that they love each other. And I'm going, do you know how much pressure you're going to put on the other person if they have to be worthy of your love every moment of every day for the rest of their lives? You're going to live under enormous pressure, and you're going to crush the other person. And you're going to end up taking from them in all the deficiencies that you feel. Do you know why? Because this is not how human beings are designed. We are designed fundamentally as receivers. We do not love unless we have been loved, and there is no sufficient source of love for a human being to give over a lifetime other than in their relationship to being loved by God. This is why I do my quiet time. This is why I worship. This is why I do this. I align myself. Human beings are not good receivers. And this is the first posture that you and I have to take. This is part of the reason we gather together. We gather together to get our eyes up a little bit. We gather together to be able to receive something, to trust something, to believe something, to see something a little differently, so that we can get that here and then be able to give that there. The response to love is always the same. For God so loved the world that he what? He gave. He gave. We are carriers of the greatest influence that the world needs more desperately. You want to know why we are the hope of the world? The church is the hope of the world. Because we carry into the marketplace, into the government centers, into the schools, we carry what every human heart is longing for.